Hi there. I just wanted to say, tune in real quick and thank you. Say thank you to Charismafy. My children, for the last week or so, my two children and I have been spending our nightly bedtime reading kind of routine, reading different stories, the hundreds and maybe even thousands of different stories that are on the Charismafy website and their app. We usually don't read, on the internet. We have our own books, but I think my children have been starting to get a little bored, perhaps, after reading the same story. So it was tremendously interesting for them to learn about these new stories. One of the things that we really enjoyed, both my wife and I, about the different stories on the Charismafy app. Was that there were dozens of stories from different cultures and religions and geographical areas around the world, which was really exciting for us to see, for our children to learn about, traditional stories from India, from other parts of the world. We read stories, more traditional stories about animals, stories that had values related to nature, but then also stories that were more tied to traditional religions such as Christianity and Hinduism. And that was really, I think, an influential aspect of the tool, an opportunity for our children to really learn from different traditions and different cultures and different, I guess you could say, different peoples around the world. And that's something that you don't necessarily get in one tool. Usually you have to try and search and find different tools. One of the nice things about this app was that everything was tied up together, and it was easy to find. It was an extremely easy tool to use. There was really nice illustrations in each of the stories. It was easy to scroll through the website and try and find a story. We asked our children a lot of times, which of these stories do you think might be interesting? And sometimes just by judging on the title alone, they got excited about it. And they kind of self-chose their own direction for the different stories that we learned. Another thing that we really enjoyed and respected about the stories that we've been reading was the very simple kind of moral of the story that was listed at the bottom. A lot of times this gave us an opportunity as a family. We read the basic moral, but then we also reflected on it. And what do you think? We offered some different maybe examples from our own life and our own community and our own history. But yeah, I think having a very succinct story, moral at the end of the story was a good way to kind of really bring it home. Because at the end, all of the stories that were on the app, I think that the main lesson was to try and encourage children to think deeper, and to kind of really get some deeper meaning out of stories. And so I really appreciated that. I would recommend this Charismafy app or website, subscription to the website to parents who have a regular kind of nighttime story routine. And even if you don't, this might be interesting as well. An opportunity to introduce your child to a whole wealth of stories and wisdom from different cultures around the world. And an opportunity to invite your child, no matter what the age they are, to try and extract some of the meaning and the values and the ethics and the morals that are hidden within that story. So I think that's always one of the most important aspects of any story time. And I think that the Charismafy app does a great job in doing that. So thank you again, and have a great day.